Hello and welcome to Monday's programme. I'm John T. Messer.
And I'm Ellie Louise Ringe. Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. It has become one of the highlights of Cornwall's music calendar, but tonight there are concerns that the Boardmasters Music Festival near Newquay has outgrown its home.
This year, the event will welcome an extra 3,000 people, taking visitor numbers to well over 50,000. People living near the sprawling site say they're cut off by road closures, and one holiday park said last year it barricaded its entrance to keep out revellers. Well, Steve Hardy is at Watergate Bay for us. Steve, people not happy, but this is a massive event for Cornwall.
Indeed it is.
So, Steve, lots of concern there in your report. What is the future for the festival then? Let's now bring you some other news from across the region, because farmers across the southwest are turning to extreme measures to protect their property following a rise in rural crime.
Yes, equipment, vehicles and even livestock are all targeted by thieves, costing their owners millions of pounds. Richard Lawrence spoke to one farmer in Saltash who was shocked to find items stolen from his farm being sold thousands of miles away.
A 50-year-old man has appeared in court charged with the murder of a man from Barnstable. Kevin.
A man from Torquay has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for historical sex offences against children in Penzance. Next tonight, foster care here in the West Country is in crisis, according to an agency helping to house children in the region.
The number needing homes has seen its biggest rise in 7 years, with 90 young people entering the care system every day, while the number of applications to become foster carers has fallen. It is estimated another 540 are needed to be recruited this year in the southwest alone.
Well, in a moment, we'll be speaking to Trish McManamon from Amicus Foster Care. But first, Ellie Barker has been to meet Andy Hyder, a woman who has fostered more than 100 teenagers.
And we're joined now by Trish McManamon from Amicus. That's a company which recruits foster carers. Thanks very much for coming on the programme. We saw there in that report, Andy looks like an absolutely fantastic foster carer, the ideal type of people that you're looking for.
She is.
You need more people like Andy.
We do. We need people who are able to take a while, children who need some hope.
And Andy there, she clearly loves her job, and we heard, just what she gets from the job. So why do you think there is such a shortage of foster carers?
I think we need to get them...
I'm just reading some figures before I came in here. You need 540 roughly foster carers in the southwest.
In the southwest alone.
8,000 across the UK, which is a staggering figure.
Yeah.
Is the process to apply to be a foster carer relatively simple? Because sometimes people might think that to be a foster carer, you need to have certain qualifications, you need to have real skill sets. But as we saw from Andy, she said you need a spare room, a sense of humour, and you need to enjoy it, basically.
Well, you need to like young people.
Yeah.
You need to want to connect with these young people, because that's what they're waiting for. You don't need... No, it's not a difficult process. There's an assessment to follow, but that's just as it should be, because we need to know that you're going to give that young person...
The situation has been described as a crisis. So what happens if a young person needs a bed for the night and a foster placement isn't available? Where do they go?
They could go anywhere in the country. That was only a temporary solution. Every time they're moved...
Thank you for coming in. Really interesting insight. Now, anyone who's interested in getting into foster care, we'll put all the details you need on our website.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, there is still plenty more to come on this evening's programme before 6:30, including...
And the ITV News continues with the national and international stories at 6:30. Here's Mary Nightingale with the details.
The next on our programme, 76 years ago today in Truro, 13 people were killed during a bombing raid on the town. Today, a ceremony was held to remember those who lost their lives.
Local dignitaries joined family and friends of those who died in 1942 to unveil a memorial plaque. Grace Pascoe went to the service in Victoria Park. Now, the school holidays have started, and keeping children entertained can be a challenge. I know it is for me. But new research suggests you don't always have to invest in the latest gadgets to stop boredom setting in.
Yes, many parents joke about their kids being more interested in playing with a cardboard box than the brand new toy that it came in. Now, it seems imagination really is the best way to keep them amused.
Organisations like Play, Torbay and Brixham are offering free holiday activity programmes. But as Kevin Ashford reports, sometimes the back garden is all that's needed. Well, on to sport now, and Carrie Davies joins us in the studio. Now, Carrie, it's the start of the football season and also the start of our fans forum, and plenty to get people talking.
Yes, that's right, Ellie, and we're going to start with Plymouth Argyle, not because they won though, they lost 2-1 away at Walsall, but because there's a particular goal many fans are talking about. Well, as Taylor mentioned there, Ryan Edwards marked his return and his recovery from testicular cancer with the first and only goal for Argyle in their season opener. He was diagnosed in January and got the all clear back.
City, brand new manager in charge, Matt Taylor. Immediate success as well. Pretty good news.
Yeah, really good news. The dream start, really. A 3-1 win at home to Carlisle. I've had such a comprehensive summary from a Grecian fan, Sharon Taylor. I'll let her give the overview. So as Sharon mentioned there, goals from 3 new signings in their first game. Nicky Law and Jonathan Fort got Exeter off to a great start, and Tristan Abrahams scored in the...
But Carrie, not such a good day for Yeovil.
No, not such a good day at all. Yeovil lost 1-0 away at Bury. A disappointing result for them, but kind of surprising that it wasn't a heavier defeat, to be honest. They were down to 9 men after 2 red cards. Here are the tackles that led to them. Well, in the National League South, Torquay started life after relegation with a goalless most of the sport for that weekend. Of course, we're still after people to get in touch for Fans Forum next week. If you've got a video to send in, it's westcountryfans@itv.com.
OK, we will look out for the next round of the Fans Forum. Good to get that kicked off this season. Carrie, for now, thanks very much indeed. OK, it is weather time now. Let's cross to the other side of the studio where Charlie has snuck in to join us. Charlie, it has been another lovely weekend out there, hasn't it? But it's going to get a bit cooler.
Yep, that's right. And actually, the low cloud we saw today eventually cleared. It turned into an absolute blinder of a day. But yes, you can see.
Charlie, thank you very much indeed. Well, let's take a look at the main headlines here in the West Country this evening. There are concerns.
Programme, I will be back to bring you the late news at the usual time of 10:30.
Well, we'll hand you back to Mary Nightingale now as the ITV News continues. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.